So when it went up, I actually just went back into TRVL. So TRVL also went up. So there was no real difference for me. Let me also have a look at HTX. Definitely it's following. I think Slerf is not ready yet to explode. But let me just have a look. This is the HTX volume. Point and control is in the same place. Similar to Bybit, the volume value area high is lower. We're coming back into the weighted volume, the weighted VWAP. And it's at the moment it's offering support. Which is coinciding with the 382. So the question is this: if that was the wave one, then this is a really rubbish wave three. This isn't the wave three, because that's the wave one. What is this? The wave three. If that was the wave one, the wave three should go up. Yeah. So a cup and handle. Yeah, it's possible. Cup and handle. It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. Look. So I've got, my idea was, let me get rid of this, it's distracting. My initial idea was this. So we had this first impulsive wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I was just thinking, did I miss it? Is this a wave? Is this an impulsive wave? How would it be? The thing is, if that's your wave one, then the next impulse needs to go, you know, like you can't just compared to this impulse, this doesn't look impulsive. The volume is increasing, but it's not crazy impulsive. So I'm still thinking we're in a correction. Actually, I think we're doing an ABC. Getting some bullish divergence, I agree with you. But we're also getting bearish divergence. You see, the different time frames are telling us different things. You see here you've got a lower high, and here you've got a higher high. That's bearish divergence on the MACD. That's using the 1 hour time frame. And then when you look at the lower time frames, like the 15-minute, just at a local level, what you can see is a lower low, higher low. So on the local time frame, you're getting bullish divergence. So locally, you're getting bullish divergences. But on the overall structure, it's actually quite bearish at the moment. It's actually, it looks quite bearish. Yeah. You see here on the MACD, you've made a higher high. And here you've made a lower high. Okay. So even though locally it could go up again, on the higher time frame, I'm still seeing bearishness. I'm not seeing bullishness. And it's just something to bear in mind. Yeah. The other thing is that if that was your first wave right at the beginning, what are you expecting next? You're expecting a wave 2 and then a wave 3. The wave 3 is going to clear the wave 1. Yeah. If this is the wave 1, this is not the, this is rubbish. What is this? Shit. I want explosion. I don't want this. I want pump. You know, so that gets me to think, well, why isn't it pumping? Well, quite simply because of all this trapped liquidity. Unfortunately, when this token launched, all of a sudden the price went down and you have a lot of people trapped. So as the price comes up, they're going to sell into that. Yeah. Because then they made a mistake. They were just trying to ride the wave to the moon, not realizing that it was being shorted like crazy by these whales, and a lot of people, a lot of volume was put in, and they were all underwater, and they just exited and they just sold. I'm not still seeing a crazy uptake of volume, and basically you just have to go up and clear all of this trapped liquidity first. Yeah, you need to flush it, reset before new up. But still what I'm thinking that way, because even though this looks quite impulsive, yeah, it's not the same impulse as this. This is impulse. Look at this. Impulse. It's like push. Lots of volume. Look at the volume coming in. I'm not seeing that same. Look, you got quite good volume and the price doesn't move that much. So I can, you know, it just feels, to me, it feels like we're still correcting, and possibly, you know, we're doing like an A. I don't know how far this B is going to go. Maybe we're going to do an A, B, C and take out these lows first. And actually what you really want to see for an impulse, and actually this is what I want to see, okay? Just so that you kind of, I don't want to see red and green candles. I want to see red candles, red. I just want to see a sell-off, yeah? And the problem is that with all of these red and green candles, as the price goes up, it's going to find it very difficult to be impulsive because you have all of these green candles. So every time it reaches one of these green candles, it halts. The price slows down and it stops, because that's where your sell orders are. On the way up, the sell orders are these green candles, and then on the way down, the buy orders are these red candles. Yeah, I mean, if you, so Heian Lam is asking, could it break out from the B and just go up, since you said it went weird? The only thing that it could do is a kind of like an extended correction, like that would be like an extended correction. But I'm not seeing that now. I'm not seeing that. It would be, I think it's more likely than not, especially since we're still in the range. Yeah. To just go all the way back down to the bottom. I think that's more likely than not in terms of probabilities. I guess it does depend on Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin really is driving the price of Slerf at the moment, but the minute Bitcoin pulls back, you're going to see another dump. Yeah, you're going to see another sell-off, and maybe people are holding out hoping that this is going to go up, but when they start seeing Bitcoin correct, they're just going to market exit and not risk it, because the price moves quite a lot. You know, if you from here, if you go down, you're down 30-40%. So I'm still thinking this is the most likely scenario. I'm not 100%. I was tempted to buy some yesterday, but I'm already in TRVL, and TRVL was really showing increasing volume and bullishness. I wasn't inclined to sell TRVL to jump back into Slerf, because I'm still seeing a correction. I'm not seeing impulse. What would be nice is this, a sharp decline all the way down here, right to the lows. One more, like, really push down with red. Let's just have a really nice red candle decline. It may not happen because you have the point of control, you have the value area low, but once you get that kind of behavior where you just get red candles, maybe lose the value area. If it was possible, just to go down, lose the value. Then if you've got red candles, then guess what? Psh, that's your impulse. That's your first impulse up into this a little bit more trap liquidity, but then you can correct here and then you can attack the all-time high. There's no volume up in the highs, then it could really impulse, but that's going to have everything to do with Bitcoin, and it may not happen this way, but I think Bitcoin is really going to be the key. And I think the other thing you have to remember is that people are expecting an ABC correction on Bitcoin. So they are expecting a pullback on Bitcoin before it goes up. Now, does Bitcoin go up to the all-time high first or not? That is the question. Yeah. This is Bitcoin. It's pulling back a little bit. And does it go up? If it starts going down, then all the alts are going to be correcting. Yeah. If it goes up, maybe Slerf can make one more push. But then on Bitcoin, you're looking at an ABC. This isn't the next wave. You're looking at A, B, however far it goes. I don't know how far it goes. A, B, does it go farther? I don't know. C, you're looking for an ABC. Now, we don't know how far the C is going to go either. Does the C just go there and then you have an explosion? No one knows. But I think because people are like, I'm guessing the whales and the smart people know about Bitcoin, and therefore when it comes to Slerf, they're probably thinking the same. But that being said, like, the good news is that this 12-hour, this is a 12-hour reversal pattern. That's bullish. You see how the 12-hour candle is closed there? That's a really bullish reversal. On the daily time frame, depending on how this day closed, that's a really nice bullish reversal. Could we get one more pullback to go up? That would be really nice. Back into the point of control to go up. That would be really nice. Because you're not just going to get people buy that. They're waiting for the pullback. Once people see these reversals, what would be better is if we could close right up there the next day. It doesn't really matter. I think what people want to see is strength, and then they'll buy the pullback. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of following Bitcoin at the moment. You're basically leverage Bitcoin, huh? On Slerf. That's what you effectively are. By being in spot on Slerf, you're leveraging Bitcoin in both directions. And if you leverage Slerf, then you're 25x leveraging Bitcoin in both directions, or whatever, 10x or whatever. But it's basically, that's what Slerf is right now. But the good thing about Slerf is that you have a very clear all-time low. You have a really nice, strong invalidation. That's the really good thing about Slerf. So I don't think anyone's expecting that low to be taken out. This is a really good reaction off the value area low. Yeah, really good reaction. That's what you want to see. So if it does go down again, I think you'll get a lot of people pick it up the next time if it does it again. That's what people want to see, you know, like golden pocket, point of control. They can start picking out then. And at least then you've got a really easy invalidation, which would be this low. And if you do correct and take the low, then you have a swing failure, which would be better. It would be a better trade for most people. But then you'd be buying the pullback and you'd be looking for some kind of ABC. So I don't really like this impulsiveness. Look, I don't like red candles in impulsive price action. Yeah. Oh, you got in at 9. Well, can you keep on buying? That's the question. Can you keep on buying? If you can just keep on buying, then you just keep on buying and improve your position. Maybe it's best to wait for it to come down one more time. I don't know. I mean, look, it almost got to your... Yeah, you got in above the value. I have no doubt this is going to go up. Okay, it's just the question is when. Yeah. So if you just forget about it and come back, you'll probably you'll be laughing. You wouldn't even, and you're not stressing about it. Yeah, look, you see that reaction there? I bet you that's the same as Bitcoin. Let's have a look. Yeah, you see? Same as Bitcoin. Let me see TRVL. I mean, TRVL is doing its own thing, really. So, I mean, if you're not an experienced investor, then your best strategy is to dollar cost average into red candles on a higher time frame. Yeah, that's your best strategy. And if you find yourself in a really bad position on a poor coin, then you're just going to have to wait unless you take that value at a loss and you just dollar cost average into another coin on red candles. And that's the only way to correct yourself. It's not easy to do because it's hard taking a loss. For all intents purposes, it could get to your 9 cents. It could do that. If Bitcoin does that, this will probably do the same thing. Yeah, so if Bitcoin goes up into the all-time high and then swing failure is the high or something, then this could probably do the same thing. Maybe that pivot, take that pivot and then head back down. It could probably do that. So you just have to be aware of, if it does happen, then don't hesitate. If that happens, don't hesitate. And basically that's the price going up and then coming back down. Oh, like that. At the very least, it's better to take out. I think it would be a good idea to take out 9 cents and then buy back into the red candles, because and scale in on the red candles, because you're just, if for some reason, firstly, you're getting out of break even, so you're not taking a loss, right? And then secondly, no one can predict the future. No one knows if the price is going up or down. No one. And if you get out, you don't know if the price is going to go up or down. If the price goes down and then you're just buying red candles, then you're just dollar costing average as the price goes down. That's fine. And if the price goes up and you buy red candles, then you're just dollar cost averaging in. But the problem is you're buying the pump. It's always best to wait for the pullbacks. Always. Like, it's always best. But still, I mean, the thesis is up. So even if the price is going up and you're just dollar costing averaging in and the price keeps on going up, it doesn't really matter because you're still getting the best average. The problem with when the price goes up is when you are averaging in and the price then suddenly pulls back and you're still caught underwater. And so you have to be very aware of that. If you deploy all of your capital, you're always going to get into this a situation where the price can fall back on you and you're trapped, which is the whole idea of what I said to you. Like, you're now thinking, I want to exit at break even. Look how many of these people were thinking the same thing, and they will be selling into this rise, just like you are thinking the same thing. That's trapped liquidity, and it happens a lot. So it's just something to bear in mind. I'm not saying, like, I mean, I'm looking at the higher time frame, and it is bullish. It's not bearish at all. Yeah, look at that reversal. It's nice, but I wouldn't mind, just because it's forming a nice reversal. I'm thinking A, B, C. I'm still thinking that. It'd be very weird for us to now suddenly impulse out of this. Just like that. I think that'd be quite strange. But who knows? And if you look at the price action here, I can show you, look. Probably best to see it on the 4-hour time frame. You see how you have these 3 red candles and the price just dropped? That's why you have these like green candles that reverse the price quite quickly. Then it gets back into this green candle here, finds resistance, trap liquidity. They sell into it, clear the liquidity. Look where it gets to, the next green candle here. See that? Again, finds liquidity, price pulls back. There wasn't enough liquidity here, but then it goes up to there. Same thing, this green candle. It's holding the price down. That's when you get, basically people are just selling into the green candles. So you just have to clear all the green candles in this down move. Clear all of them. And the best way to clear them is with a wick. If you get a wick up there and down, that's the best way. Creating structure is not, yeah, I mean, it's the problem when you're creating these red candles now is that you kind of want the price to move down fast so you can impulse back up fast. But again, the problem is that we're creating red candles. So as the price now comes back down, you see that red candle, that's going to form support. And these red candles will form support. So for an impulse, you kind of need the price to come down really fast without creating those candles. So it would be nice for the price to now just sell off really fast, find support here somewhere, and then you have this nice fast sell off, and then bam, you can shoot to the moon. It's kind of like an inverse head and shoulders, and actually you wouldn't want to make a lower right shoulder here if that was to happen. Could we go back into the point of control? Hold it as support. Attack. And then pop. Don't know. But I think Bitcoin has got everything to do with this. And I think if it depends on how bad Bitcoin corrects. Bitcoin starts selling off, then, you know, there's no hope. Bitcoin starts selling off, then. And you are right. Could it be forming a teacup? Well, I think if it to form a teacup, you kind of want this to push up higher, don't you? There. And then come back down. To have a nice flat neckline. And then go up. And then break. That kind of is an inverse head and shoulders because you have this left shoulder there, this rounding bottom. Probably inverse head and shoulders would be more applicable. I think the point of control would be a good place to pick it up. I'm actually thinking point of control right now. I don't see why we don't go back and test it. And actually, when you look at the way the point of control hasn't really like been properly tested, like we lost it, we got back, but you see, we kind of tested it, but it was kind of like, I wouldn't mind to just go back and hold it as support like that, and then it's just above the gold. Yeah. To finish your ABC. Maybe it's 3 ABCs in consecutive. Maybe it's I don't know. I'm just kind of speculating, really. Like that. Could that be more prolonged? Yeah. That'd be nice. I think this is going to start pumping when Bitcoin starts the last wave, when it goes from the all-time high probably to about 90,000. When you get to that level, then I wouldn't be surprised if this 2, 3x, 4x, maybe 4x from here. Maybe from the point of control. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, that this is the bottom, this is the pivot here. We don't make a low, and then the wave 2 ends there, and this was the wave 1 from this low here. Just speculating. I'm not saying this is how it is. Maybe to the point of control. Yeah, a 1-to-1 on that trend based would be $2.50. You could target much higher, probably for 3.5 to 4.6, and if it overextends, look about $6, right? But that's based on the idea that this was your wave 1. We're still in a corrective wave, and then the wave 2 ends at the point of control, when that's when you see the big impulse, the first kind of the next wave, which is the wave 3, the one of 3. And then you can do a trend based, and then the other thing, the best way to do it then is to do an inverse, sorry, an extension. See if anything corresponds. Not really. This could be lower. See if there's something. I'll have a look for you if it happens. But whenever this kind of forms its final bit, wherever it is, before you could do see if there's any correspondence between trend-based fib lines, extended fib lines, and then on the individual wave segments, you could do extensions too. You get a little bit of confluence in price discovery where fib lines kind of line up. Then you could target that. That could be your main resistance in price discovery. That's the way it's done, really, to get targets in price discovery. Yeah, I mean, it's hard because if it starts pumping up to 9, you kind of, it throws you off mentally because you think to yourself, is this going up to the moon now? Shall I hold? You know, I had a position in at 6.1. I sold it. I didn't like the price action. I wasn't fond of it. And look at it. It went up to 8. But it doesn't really matter because all I did was I just sold it and I just bought TRVL. So TRVL did the same, really. So I didn't really lose. In that endeavor. Yeah, it's really psychological. It's hard. It's hard to do this if you don't have, yeah, on the side. It's not easy when you're all in. It's you're basically stuck. If you're all in and you just don't even look at the charts, just go on holiday, don't even think about it. But if you've got like money on the side, the best way to go about this, and this is what I've been saying, I think for the duration of the bull market, the best way to do it is to dollar cost average into the dips and then sell at the end. And the end is going to be the final alt season, and we'll know alt season happens because then we'll start seeing ETH pump against BTC. Yeah, so right now on the higher time frame, ETH against BTC is not pumping. Yeah, I think it's bullish, but it's not pumping. And so when we start in the future seeing ETH against BTC pumping, that's alt season. That's when you know alt season. Yeah, alt season ends after ETH pumps. Then you'll start seeing ETH pump. Then you'll start seeing all the mid caps will start pumping. Then the small caps will pumping, and then the meme coins will start pumping, and then the micro caps will start pumping. But it's only going to happen after ETH pumps. All of everything else that you're seeing now with altcoins is an adjustment in price. Yeah. So for example, my token of choice. Yeah. Why are we? Is TRVL pumping? Not really. Always, basically it overcorrected. That's what happened. You know, a lot of these altcoins in the bear market, they oversold, and so what you're getting now is the reaccumulation because people are now no longer in the sell mode, they're in the buy mode. Yeah, but this isn't pump. This is just a correction of a correction. Yeah, so a lot of the altcoins in alt season sold off. Like this is Cardano, right? and basically it oversold. So everyone they were just dumping their positions. They're just selling, 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 selling. They didn't buy back. As soon as Bitcoin found its feet, they were like, okay, I'm back in. And all we're seeing now is the first. It looks pumpy, but actually what it is just the rebalance. It's just because it overcorrected. And actually Cardano didn't really correct that much. If you look at some other altcoins, I don't know, I'm just making this up. I'm just imagining what overcorrected. None of these really, because they're the strong ones. Let's say Cake, for example. Cake overcorrected. Pancake. What did I draw here? I'm interested. Those drawings. Right, they're irrelevant now. So if you look at Pancake, that whole down move all the way from the top, which was $48, it went all the way down to $1. So basically it overcorrected. All of this was an overcorrection. And what you're getting back here is just people now after October just, okay, now it's a good time to buy. And they just bought a market and it just pushed the price. So we're now back at normal prices, but this isn't what you're seeing now. Even though you look at a token, you go, oh my God, it's up 4x. It's not alt season. This isn't it. For a lot of these tokens, alt season is going to happen when Bitcoin is pumping like crazy, and when most of these tokens are back above the all-time high in price discovery. Yeah, that's what will happen. If you just, until that happens, you could dollar cost average in, you could buy regularly, periodically, and you'd be looking to buy the dips or red candles, like higher time frame red candles, like when I'm looking at Pancake, for example. Just look at Pancake as an example. From October to now, if you were just dollar cost averaging the red weekly candles, you would have bought there, 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 and there. Okay, so most of your buys are in the lows, and you had one up there. Your average position is probably somewhere around here. If the sum of what you were buying was the same, if you were just buying the same amount every time you saw a red candle, you'd always, in a bull market, you'll get a good average position. Yeah, so you're not thinking about it. It's very easy, and you just keep on doing that all the way to alt season, which is where ETH will lead the way. So ETH will lead the way. That's how we'll know. Once ETH leads the way, I've got it going up there, and then you get ready, because that's alt season, and it'll be about